Okay guys, welcome to another magazine looker, and this week I'm taking a look at Amiga CU, or I think it was called Commodore User Amiga, the complete guide to the Amiga, and this was December 1991 edition. I did buy this. I didn't subscribe to it at all, but I did used to get this magazine fairly regularly. It was kind of like, it was pretty much like Amiga format. You know, and back then I would try and buy as many magazines as I could. So what's on the cover? This one's your sizzling guide to great graphics, animation, amazing animation plus DIY tips. And you also got 2 discs attached with it. Over 100 games reviewed and 60 serious products tested. Birds of Prey, Ultimate, Epic, Populous 2, WWF, Hard Driving, what's that compared? First Samurai, Silly Putty, Sound Enhancers, What Works on Workbench 2, and a comprehensive guide no less. So let's dive right in and see if it's shit or not. Right, okay, kicking the magazine off is a advert for WrestleMania. Yeah, now Right, okay, kicking things off is a rather garish advert for WrestleMania. Well, that was the British Bulldog, didn't he die? I'm sure he did actually. Yeah, this was probably one of the earliest sort of like wrestle games. I mean, they're so common now. I was never really a fan of them. I always liked beat 'em ups, but for some reason I never really liked wrestle games. I think because I knew they were just kind of put on. That's kind of what put me off them. Gremlin Graphics, Utopia, yeah, that was sort of their version of Populous. I think I had a copy of it, but I don't think I ever actually played it. The problem with these kind of games is you really needed the instructions. Suspicious Cargo, when you need something transported in space and you don't want inquisitive custom folks asking questions or tiling. It looks a bit like a wee bit like Dungeon Master actually. Pegasus, don't remember that. Is that shoot 'em up? Don't recall ever actually seen that. I may actually have to look that up. That looks quite nice from these graphics, but then as we know, a lot of the games in the 16 bits, they had nice looking graphics and complete dearth of any gameplay. Turbo Challenge 2, yeah, absolute stonewall classic game. Right, is that the CD32? Not the CD TV, I think it was. So what have we got? Reviews, we've got Birds of Prey, Robocop 3, Ultima 4, Epic Knights of the Sky. Well, we'll just move through it and we'll read them as and when. Mickey Saurus, Infogrames' newly acquired rights to distribute Disney software in Europe will be exercised to the full in December and January with 4 new Mickey Mouse educational packages. I bet we couldn't wait for these. Yeah. Race Driving, that was a sequel to Hard Driving. The least said about that game the better. Chips Challenge, after months of development, Ocean believe they have found a solution to every software house's nightmare, namely software piracy. Haha, very good Ocean. Rumours of a special chip that will somehow be attached to a normal disc are being circulated, but Ocean are being extremely tight-lipped about it. According to our source, the chip has over 50 separate levels of protection. Blah 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 blah. Well, I think we can safely say that never actually happened. If it did, I wasn't aware of it. What's that? G-Lock. Oh, that was an arcade game. That was a Sega arcade game. Don't think I ever played that. Was that like the sequel to Afterburner possibly? I think it was like a sort of 360. Again, I think that I've always been surprised when I've actually done these look-ats of these old video magazines, is my memory of them was they were really, really colourful, and yet when you actually look at them in reality, a lot of them, they were quite dull looking, they really were. Yeah, begin a fantastic new quest, Gateway to the Savage Frontier by SSL. Yeah, they were really hardcore strategy games. Never a fan of them. Add-ons to add-ons. Fujitsu have just announced the latest add-on to its 24-pin DL printer range. You would just never even mention a printer in a computer magazine now, would you? There's the famous juggling balls demo. People always talk about the Commodore Amiga as having the bouncy ball, which I think was the original. It was the demo that the Amiga guys used to try and sell the Amiga as a sort of a computer that they could market. But the demo of the juggler was really impressive. I actually need to look to try and see if I can find that. Is that Robin Williams? I think it is. Demonware takes you beyond Final Frontier. Fuzzball. Yeah, I do remember that game. Don't remember much about it. Martin James returned from the Amiga 91 show in Cologne and wonders why our overseas counterparts seem to be more committed to the machine than us. A bustling crowd of over 60,000 Amiga enthusiasts descended on this impressive exhibition hall over the 4 days spanning 31st of October to the 3rd of November. And a good time was had by all, I'm glad. You don't have to be Einstein to get the most out of your Amiga. What was this? CU Amiga offers you easy access to all your possibilities that your Amiga holds. Yeah, I mean, this magazine, it was kind of like an Amiga format. It was both serious and games. The thing is, I was never really a fan of the serious stuff, so you know, I would barely flick through these magazines pretty quickly. Always remember that advert. What was that for? Moonstone. I am sure that's actually meant to be quite a good game in Amiga. It's quite a graphical beat 'em up. Don't really see much for the advert that enough, but there we go. Media Direct cartoon classics from only £399.99. You can pick up an external drive for £54, £55 I should say. Yeah, all these discs. Right, what's on the games disc? We've got Amiga Q. Solitaire is one of the easiest games to play, yet the most frustrating to complete. And then you've got a backgammon game as well. Oh, how interesting. Oh god, this is what we had to play back in the day. Now, I've got to say, Amoeba Invaders is an absolute stonking version of Space Invaders. It really is good. It's one of the best, most faithful home conversions you could actually ever hope to get. Tip Off, yeah, that was by Analog Software, or Anko as it became. It was, I was going to say it was a sequel to Kickoff. I remember buying it and I was never really, I don't know, it just seemed to lack playability. Last Ninja 3, never really played that on the Amiga. I might actually have to have a look at that. Super Space Invaders. What was that? Microprose Formula 1 Grand Prix. Microprose Golf. I was a big fan of that, and also quite like Knights of the Sky. It wasn't too serious. It was quite easy to kind of get into as well. What's this? CD TVs to be won plus £30,000 of giveaway thanks to Imageworks. Mirrorsoft are heading into the 90s by supporting the CD TV and offering you the chance to enter the future with them. That died in its arse big style. Talking about dying in its arse big style, Cisco Heat. Blimey, you know, if you looked at the I mean, it's obviously arcade shots, you think that looks awesome. And yeah, it's absolutely diabolical. The C64 version is one of the worst versions you would ever play. Computer animation reached new heights in James Cameron's Terminator 2 and is set to explore other avenues in Angel Studios' adaptation of Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man. Yeah, this was all very early CGI. International Sports Challenge, was that by Tynesoft possibly? What was it? Oh, look at that, that is some ugly looking polygons. Look at the big square-headed cyclist. I'm sure that's meant to be Linford Christie. Toby Gard, now that's he actually went on to do Tomb Raider no less. There you go. funny how when you look at some early graphics, you know, that were obviously impressive at the time, when you look at them now, they do look pretty dated. Action Replay! The world's most powerful freeze utility cartridge is now even better, and it's still only £59.99. I did have the freeze frame cartridge for the C64, but never actually had one for the Amiga. Didn't really need it because, you know, copied games were so easy to get back then. Wonder Stuff. Oh, I remember that one. That was a very, very impressive looking picture of Venus. Readers rave. Since we complained about the shortage of pictures for our Screen of the Month competition, we've been deluged with a veritable landslide of entries. The only trouble is now we've got so much superb art laying around the office. The only solution is to devote some space in the mag to show you how good it is. Yeah, again, looking at, you know, if you're a modern gamer, if you're a young person, you're probably looking at that and thinking, you know, how dull was that? But this was all new, you know. When the Amiga came out, it just elevated what we knew computers could do, and, you know, we lapped it up. Even just getting, you know, pictures that had been done in the Amiga was something pretty special. Yeah, there's an idea of, see, they would obviously come down in price. There's Elite for £9.99, Falcon £12.99, Player Manager £7.99. Yeah, I mean, I think the average game when it came out, there's a Game Gear for £99.99, Atari Lynx £99.99, Special Reserve. It was sort of like it wasn't online because online wasn't even a thing. Yeah, it was a magazine where you could buy stuff. Fire Force. I remember the name. If I'm not mistaken, that's Carry On Sergeant, which that's Kenneth Williams. I was actually watching that a couple of weeks ago. Turbocharge. Oh, that's right, yeah, by System 3. Silly Putty. Now, did that not just become Putty? I can't remember. I wasn't really a big fan of Putty, although it did review well. Lots of people loved it. Terminator 2, that's one of the most overrated games ever. It looked nice, but it was just shit. It really was. Absolute pile of crap. Heimdall, that was a multi-disc game. You had to play the part of, yeah, it was a god of Valhalla. Wolfchild, I mean, platformers on the Amiga were just so common. And one thing you'll notice with a lot of the magazines, it was just absolute chock full of adverts. Really, it's just advert after advert. What was that for? Was that Druid? Right, here we go. Populous 2. How did they rate that? Jason and Argonauts. Again, I never really got into Populous 2. It was probably the last good game that Peter Molyneux done. I mean, there you go, Bullfrog. They gave it 97%. I mean, Populous 2 is a good game. It took what it done with Populous 1 and just made it better, but added a lot more elements. Football Crazy, Kickoff 2 was a great game. Brian Clough. Robocop 3, I think Robocop 3, yeah, it kind of used polygon graphics. Again, it's mega dated, but you know, back then it was like, wow. Ultima 6. Double Dragon 3 Rosita, what was that called? The Rosita Stone. Again, more and more adverts. Epic. Yeah, I remember getting the game. I think I bought that out at Ingliston Market, and I was never really a fan of it. I was never really a fan. Sometimes I actually surprise myself that I've stayed into computer games as long as I have, because as games became more involved and complicated, I seemed to lose interest. I don't know why that was. Don't recognise many of these. Knights of the Sky. That was a good game, and it ran better on if you had more memory. I think when I got my 1200, it did run that bit better. Obviously the frame rate was a lot better. but it was really nice. Battle Isle was a kind of, yeah, it was a sort of strategy battle type game. Year 20 Airbus. Microprose Golf was great. It may have looked basic, but I like the fact that I don't know, I like the fact that it kind of felt three-dimensional. God, Citizen printers, that was always the ones you went for. Are Citizen even a thing anymore? I don't think they are. Take on the Squad, Robocop. Was that a pack? $7.99 each? That's not bad. Voyager, rings a bell, don't remember much about it. World Class Rugby, I remember buying that, yeah, Audiogenic. I think it reviewed fairly well, 79%. Now I like that, Rugby the World Cup, that's what I'm, yeah. Right, so that got a better review, but I always liked Rugby the World Cup. It was quite simple to play. 4D sports boxing, that was good. That was actually quite good fun. There's a lot of kind of digitised sound as well. Magic Pockets, yeah, it was a bit of a lame duck, I think, from the Bitmap brothers. I mean, they produced some fantastic software, but Magic Pockets was not one of them, unfortunately. First Samurai was an impressive platform game. Really some nice use of sound, and the graphics were excellent as well. Look at some of the real dodgy artwork. Amiga Galactic packs, Amiga 550, sorry, Wicked 50 game pack. What the hell would you get for 50 games? Or probably shit. Superheroes, 4 Mega Heroes in one pack. Ninja 2, Indie, and The Last Crusade. I think that was quite a good game. Birds of Prey, I think it was, I think it was being a bit too, what's the word? They were trying to do too much. They were really trying to do too much, and I think because of that, I think there were so many planes you could have, it just didn't really play that well. I'm just curious as to see, I got 94%. Yeah, but I think, yeah, it's saying there, the problem with Birds of Prey, as with most flight sims, is speed. However good the A500 is, it isn't the latest computer on Earth, sorry, fastest computer on Earth, and as things do slow down when the screen gets busy. Yeah, that was a big criticism of that. Advantage Tennis, I did like that. Although I have played it since, and it hasn't really held up that well at all. More adverts, bloody hell, how many adverts were there? Starflight 2, don't remember that game at all. Smash TV, don't think I've played the Amiga one. Do like the arcade one, 90%. This was kinda about the time when I had moved on to the PC, so yeah, that's why, I mean, a lot of these games that are budget, I remember paying full price for back in the day. Double Dragon 3, 71%. There's never really been a good Double Dragon game. The Pie Man, bloody hell, I didn't even realise he was the logo for the little mascot for Automata on the Spectrum. Spot the computer game. Super Space Invaders, never really liked that. I don't really like these modern remakes of games. The Adventures of Mad Dog Williams. It's not just a quest, it's an adventure. Mega Twins. Yeah, there was a lot of software that came out around about this period that I thought was quite poor. Cisco Heat, are you having a laugh? 70%. An excellent idea, but an average conversion. So if it's average, why are you giving it 70%? Yeah, don't listen to them. Suspicious Cargo. Yeah, there's a lot of there was a lot of kind of strategy type games. Leander, that was a nice game. That was one that Lacosa I actually featured. It was a game that Lacosa picked as being quite a kind of overlooked game. It's actually pretty good. Tons and tons of flight simulators. MiG-29, Super Fulcrum. Volified, which was like the remake of Quicks agony, excellent game. Yeah, beautiful Psygnosis graphics, and it was pretty playable as well. Orc, don't remember that one. Captain Planet, don't remember that either. I do remember that. That was actually on a multi-disc that I had, and Captain Planet never actually worked. Never actually got to see it. What was that? Menace. But that was an early game. Yeah, I remember my mate buying that full price. Shadow of the Beast. 48%. See, there you go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What more can be said? It's got great graphics, no less than 32 levels of parallax, and it's complete crap. That just about sums up Shadow of the Beast. And yet when it came out, people thought it was the dog's bollocks. Capcom Collection. It's like Ghouls and Ghosts, Strider and Forgotten Worlds. Forgotten Worlds was actually a good game, and funnily enough, it was actually kind of forgotten, and again, it was overlooked. Gordon Harwood Computers. There you go. Cartoon Classics for £399. CD TV. £599. Oh my goodness, can you imagine somebody actually spending all that money? Look at the monitors as well, yeah, 250 quid. You couldn't actually remember how expensive things were. Utopia, yeah, that was a sort of Gremlin graphics take on Populous. Paperboy 2. I don't remember seeing Paperboy 2, don't think I've ever actually played that. Yeah, more dull adverts. Yeah, when I look at this magazine now, I actually wonder why I actually bought it so much, because there was very little. But the thing is, you know what? We didn't have the internet, so this was the only way we could really look at that. That is just hard to read. Oh, it's all public domain stuff. This was the only way we actually could see what was out there. Demos. Demos was a big thing. There was like the advert up there. There was public domain places you could buy. There you go, 2,000 discs. I don't know how much they were for one disc. Does it tell you? 1 to 9 discs, £1.25 each. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Sometimes the demos, yeah, I mean, they were more impressive than a lot of the games. But yeah, look at just adverts. I have actually got an almost full collection of CU Amiga, but having read this, I can't see me really wanting to. I've got one of these. I've got that very one. Sadly, it doesn't seem to work. Yeah, I can't see me wanting to actually read the CU Amiga anytime soon. It's quite a dry read. Yeah, more adverts. Home Office. Yeah, sound advice. What's this? Omega Project Sound Enhancer. Yeah, that was a thing that I liked, me and my mate, especially in Atari ST, when you would sample. We got a sound sampler, and it was amazing being able to listen to your own sound in the computer, or your own voice in the computer. You remember, this was way before smartphones or that, so it was like really, it was pretty wow. Yeah, it's dull. Well, at least I've done this one. I don't have to go back. Yeah, like I said, it's just advert after advert. I wonder actually how many pages of adverts were in this magazine. I would hazard a guess and say almost 50% were just adverts. I mean, look. Seriously. I wonder how many of these little companies are actually. Oh god, these were really popular back then. You could phone up and win a go-kart, win a quad, win a TV, and it was like, what was it there? 36 pence cheap rate, 48 pence a minute. Yeah. Blue Pages, feeling blue need no longer mean to be down in the dumps, as CU presents no less than 32 pages of buyer's information. Yeah, there we go. Dearie me. So, although this magazine claims to have 292 pages, it's just... Oh, so it's little mini, it's like any summarise, a little summary archive of all their... all the games that they've reviewed over the years. Emulators. For some time I've been thinking of buying Spectrum Emulator V1.2 with over 40 games. Could you tell me if it's worth buying any of these emulators and if it's possible to have 2 or more of them linked to my Amiga at the same time? Like you, I was extremely interested to note the existence of the Spectrum Emulator and looked forward to receiving it with interest. When it finally arrived, I was extremely disappointed because basically it was crap. The emulator allows you to load a variety of Spectrum games from disk. They all ran so slowly that the graphics actually split into pieces as characters were moved around the screen. There also seems to be some legal controversy concerning the Spectrum emulator pack that you've... On the subject of the C64 emulator, I saw one recently but it requires additional hardware. God almighty, you know, that's what kind of got me off on emulators. I did buy a Spectrum emulator for the Amiga and it wasn't the greatest, but we're so spoiled. The fact that emulators run just absolutely perfect. Not a joke line, dearie me. Yeah, these were really popular back then. But yeah, I mean, look at it. It's just full of adverts. Well, here we go. Here's some letters. I always like reading some of them. I've been reading your magazine for over a year now, and in that time, I haven't seen that many soccer management style games. Can you please tell me which ones are the best? Thank you for your help. Keep up the fantastic work. Your magazine is the best. You whinging little git. Are there any good wrestling games available? Daniel Turfin of East Sussex. Sadly, Daniel, there is no such thing as a good wrestling game. Yeah, so anyway guys, that is it. Oh, that wasn't the best. Yeah, that was See You Amiga. If there's a magazine you want to see me feature in this feature, please just put your comments down below, and if I've got it, I will do my best to record a video. As always guys, thank you very much for watching.